Hey everybody, got another Bible review for you guys today. This is the Worldview Study Bible, Christian Standard Bible from Holman, and it's a brand new study Bible. Really a cool Bible. I'm looking forward to showing you guys this Bible. It comes in a two-piece box. It's just a nice box. They do a really good job. Holman does. The ISBN right there. Now these were on pre-sale. They just came out a couple of weeks ago. Right now they're retailing for $70, and right now they're on sale at christianbook.com for $46. So really the pre-order didn't really save you a ton of money this time. It has before, but this time it's still about the same price. And in my opinion, it's a great deal. For what you're getting, $46, at least at this point, until that discount goes away. So let's talk about the Bible. Now, the purpose of the Worldview Study Bible is just before we kind of get into it, is to be in the world but not of the world. So to be able to minister to the world, you need to understand a biblical worldview. How Christianity can engage with the world, and that's the purpose of this Bible. So it has a lot of articles. On the back of the box, it says 130 articles right there in that Bible features section. But on Christian Book's webpage, it says 150 articles. So I'm not really sure, and I don't feel like counting them individually. So it's a lot of articles. Let's just put it that way. A lot of articles, between 130 and 150. Let's just say that. And most all articles have a dealing with some kind of worldly topic, or something debatable, or it might be a Christian doctrine or something like that. So anyway, all that which would affect your worldview, a biblical worldview. So anyway, that's the purpose of this Bible. I honestly think this might be the most practical study Bible for a person today. I mean, this might be the most practical, useful study Bible. Unless you're preparing to preach or something and you're doing exegetical work on a specific text, a different study Bible might be a little bit better. But if you're studying for the purpose of growing as a Christian, and interacting with the world around you, and trying to work for the kingdom, this Bible might be the most practical of all study Bibles out there at the moment. So that's a huge saying. That's a huge claim, but I'll back that up. So anyway, the Bible itself is in a blue LeatherTouch synthetic lining. It has the perimeter stitching. A nice silver painted spine. So these aren't stamped. It's just painted on there. And it is attractive. It's nice, but it's painted, not stamped. The liner's a paste down liner with a little navy paper liner. You have your navy end sheets. And you can notice there's a really nice silver gilding with two nice ribbons. This is really nicely done. I'm pretty impressed with how it's done. It's a sewn binding, and if you can look really close, you can see the individual signatures there as they're stacked. It's a sewn binding. It lays flat, pretty much out of the box. I'm going to turn back so you can see the publication page right behind this title page. So here are the ISBNs for the other editions. It's printed in China. Like I said, it's a 2018 production. They just came out with it the middle of May. So it's relatively new, the Worldview Study Bible. It's in the 2K Denmark Bible Serif font created for the CSB. So it's very similar to the font you would see in a Schuyler, and it's just really nice. 2K Denmark fonts are taking over. So you have the preface for the Worldview Study Bible. I suggest you read that. It's just really conclusive of the goal of the Bible, and you have your typical books of the Bible. And now here are here are your additional features. You have essays, and they're all it's very broad in total scope, but very individual and specific titling for the specific essays. So you kind of cover everything as a whole, but you have tons of different really specific articles and essays. So if you see some of the authors, you'll see some well-known people, Moeller, and you have a lot of really well-respected Christian authors and scholars and preachers in this group. So, and all of them deal with some form of the way we deal with the world, whether it's like right here, the existence of God. Now that's going to be a theological framework for a Christian worldview, or you might have, like over here, you have is gender a choice? That's a biblical worldview. That's determined by a biblical worldview. So all of these kind of deal with how a Christian should engage with the world. And the essays are pretty good. I've read a couple of them. So like I said, you wouldn't have time to read all of these, prior to a review, but I would suggest you get this Bible and just go through them. Read one a week, and in a couple of years you'd have them all read, and it'd be great. So here's your list of contributors, a lot of well-known people, and it continues. So you have a lot of introduction stuff. Here's a cool part on the introduction to the CSB. This kind of gives you the Hebrew original, and then the CSB English, kind of showing you the difference in Yahweh, Elohim, and Adonai, El Shaddai, all those, and how they're represented in the CSB. So when you read these in the CSB, you'll know which one of the Hebrew. That's just really cool. I like that. You have the introduction to the Christian worldview, which that's really great. You have a lot of good articles in the front, as you can see in the essay portion. When you get into the text, you have book introductions, fairly short book introductions. Like the other study Bibles, you'll have multiple pages for book introductions. This one's not going to have that, but you still have a great introduction. You have your standard study Bible notes in the bottom, which they're good for Bible study anyway. So this Bible could serve you as just a study Bible, which you would study the text, the meaning of the text, and then intermixed are the essays, which would relate to a biblical worldview of and how we would deal with the world. So that's a great intermixing of the essays and the notes and the text. So the text is what I think it's around an 8.5 or a 9 font. It reads larger because the text for the essays and the notes it's a little bit smaller. It might be more like an 8, so it makes the text look a little larger. You have center column references, scriptural notes at the bottom, and it's just a really pretty conclusive study Bible. So anyway, there's not much else I can show you as far as the layout. It's pretty simplistic. Like I said, here will be 1 Kings. You'll have a book introduction. Your timeline is kind of showing you, where you're at in the timeline for this book. And each book will have the Christian worldview elements, which are really cool to show you how this book applies, what you can see in the book with relation to God, humanity, and salvation. It's just really good stuff. When you get to the back, you'll have, let me see the New Testament. It's a black letter text. Here's Mark. You can see it's a black letter text. And it's just really nicely done. The gilding, I'm surprised by how well the gilding is. I know that's kind of off in left field, but just want to reemphasize that. And in the back you have some maps. If I can get there, a concordance. Here's a concordance, CSB concordance. And I rarely use a concordance, so forgive me for not really paying attention to the concordance much. I have a separate concordance that I use, but so I just really don't flip back to the back and use the concordance there. And then you have the maps behind the concordance. And the maps are great. They're not on a glossy cardstock. It's just a matte finished cardstock. Praise Jesus. I hate shiny cardstock. It's the worst. Thank you for not doing that, Holman. And so when you get to the end of that, you got your end sheet and then the back of the edition. You can kind of see the coloring a little bit better on this cover. It's just really nice. Has a really great look, like an antiqued look. This is a great edition. Like I said, it might be the most practical study Bible out today. I'm really impressed with this Bible. Very useful as far as study and learning how to interact with the world and specific, especially specific cultural norms that are non-biblical. How do we interact with that? How do we interact with people who are different from us? So it's just really great, practical study Bible for the common person who might deal with situations with the world daily. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Holman, for sending me this copy to review. And check it out. Go check it out. For right now, $46 on Christian Book. You cannot beat that. It's a great Bible for the money. Like I said, it's a sewn edition. Great edition. I really recommend it, and worth the money, definitely. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and stuff like that. Check out our giveaway. Now, this month's giveaway, I just announced it. It's a rebind of an ESV thin line, so please check that out. It's a really valuable giveaway, probably my most valuable giveaway to date. So to be eligible, just be a subscriber, like, comment, and share that video, and you'll be eligible for it. So thank you guys for watching, and God bless.